Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to day 3 of my 12 days of Christmas. Today it's the 27th of December and it's St. John the Evangelist. And today I'm going to reflect on abiding in the light. And I'm going to look carefully at 1 John 1 to 7 and John 21, 20 to 24. Here, in this theme today, I wanted to think about how hope grows through intimacy and not certainty. And on this third day of Christmas, the Church invites each of us to listen to a witness, John the Evangelist. John is a distinctive kind of witness. He does not argue or try to prove or even try to explain everything. He simply testifies. This is how he starts off in his epistle. We declare to you what was from the beginning, he says, what we have heard, what we have seen with our eyes, what we have looked at and touched with our hands. John's faith is not built on abstraction, certainty or control. It is built on an encounter with Jesus. In today's world, people often cling to certainties such as rigid doctrines, data-driven decisions, and unyielding ideologies. These can promise a sense of control and clarity, yet frequently fall short of addressing the complexities of human experience. John invites us to move beyond these standard assurances and instead find deep hope and meaning through a personal encounter with Jesus. This is significant for us because Christmas does not eliminate the world's darkness. The shadow of Herod already looms over the manger. The flight into Egypt is already implied. The light has come, yet the darkness still presses in. In today's world, the echoes of Herod's shadow can be seen in various forms of oppression and injustice. Whether it's in the plight of refugees fleeing their homelands, the systemic inequalities that pervade societies and even our institutions, even the church from time to time, or environmental crises threatening our planet. These present-day Herods remind us of the ongoing tension between the Christmas light and living amidst the shadows. John, more than any other gospel writer, understands this tension and how we should manage it. John's hope does not come from having all the answers. It comes from abiding, remaining in the one he has known. An excellent example of this unfolds in the gospel reading from John 21, where we meet the risen Jesus on the shore. Here, Peter, newly restored after his denial, turns and asks Jesus about John. And this is a profoundly human question that Peter asks. It's about, is John going to see death before you come again? And we seek comparisons and guarantees and clarity about ourselves and the future for ourselves and others. However, Jesus gently declines to satisfy that curiosity. Jesus says simply to Peter, well, what is that to you? He says, you follow me. In other words, don't worry about what's going on around you. Concentrate on your relationship with me. And as the narrative continues, John, the beloved disciple, simply bears witness to what has been seen and heard. He does not speculate beyond that. His authority rises not from certainty about outcomes, but from his intimacy, his abiding with Jesus. This is a vital word for us at Christmas. We often desire Christmas to resolve everything neatly. Take, for example, the traditional Christmas postcards. Those beautiful scenes that we have of a cosy cottage nestled in snow, warm lights glowing in every window, and a tranquil night sky. It's a comforting image, but does it capture the complexity and depth of the Christmas message? I don't think so. We sentimentalise the season, seeking a comforting glow that shields us from pain. However, John does not permit this. For him, the light is real because it shines in darkness, not because it eliminates it. John reminds us if we walk in the light as he himself is in the light, we have fellowship with one another. Notice that he does not say, if we understand everything. He does not say, if we are certain. He simply says, if we walk. Walking signifies movement, trust and faith. To walk in the light is not to remain stationary seeking proof. It's to move forward in a relationship even when the path is unclear. This is walking by faith, not by sight. To make this concept practical, I invite each of us to adopt a daily spiritual practice such as a brief self-examination at the end of the day. Spend a few minutes reflecting on our day and asking ourselves, how have we walked in the light? We should note where we have felt guided by trust and faith and where we can improve. This tangible action helps turn the metaphor of walking into a lived experience, nurturing your relationship with the light as you navigate each day. And here is the hope John proclaims. God's life is not withheld from us. It's not shared with us. It is shared with us. The word did not remain distant. The light did not stay safely in heaven. In Jesus, God enters fully into our human life, that he could be heard, seen, and touched. God does not ask us to believe in an idea, but to abide in a person. That is where hope grows, not from certainty, but from closeness. Therefore, on this third day of Christmas, John invites us to cease striving for answers. Instead, we're called to remain in the light that we have received. We're asked to continue walking, to continue following, to trust that relationship with Christ is sufficient, even when we do not perceive the entire picture. As we reflect on this invitation, where in your life might you pause and trust rather than seek certainty? Consider what it means to allow space for the light to guide you quietly and gently. You see, the light has come into the world, and those who abide in that light, even falteringly, find that hope does not fade, it deepens. The Lord be with you.